Like, it's so crazy because I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was super annoyed. So it was last week. I left my parents' house and I had not told anybody about it, and I did not like have any money to go with. I did not like have a plan, in short. So it was on a Thursday. I had actually decided to, like to leave, but I had decided like a week before I actually moved. But that day, the day that I wanted to move, it was on a Thursday, and I realized that things were not aligning, and like everything was so messed up, and I didn't want to like move with a lot of burden in my heart, and also like a really tight schedule. So I decided, let me just stay a little bit. And you would think that, the time that I had stayed at home, you would think that maybe my mind would have shifted, or maybe I would have like calmed down if maybe I was angry. But I actually realized I was not angry, and that is something that I wanted to do. You guys, let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys what I experienced on that day. I never really thought I would talk about it, but today I feel like I have the strength to talk about it, and I feel like right now I can actually share my story. So I have gone through a really rough childhood, and I'm somebody who has been suffering from depression for the longest time. I feel like it's been the better part of my childhood years, if I can't lie, if I won't lie. And like it got to a point where my heart couldn't take it anymore, because I had called like the Red Cross team. I used to talk to them, and basically the thing that they would tell me is like just like hold on, just tolerate it, just calm down, like you have like a few years, you can move out then after. And I was like, you know what, like I'm not okay, and I'm not okay, and like that's just the facts of life. Like I am not okay, I am going through stuff, and you're here telling me that I should sit down and just like console myself. You think that I'm angry. If I was supposed to be angry, I don't think it would have taken me like all these years to actually come up with this idea of actually moving. So you guys, it was on a Thursday, and I remember like I did not have like things to do. I only had this hair. I had done this hair last week, so like I could only go with this hair. And I didn't have any money. I didn't have like suitcase. I only had a bag, a school bag. So I decided to put my clothes there. But I had decided that I was actually going to go and I was not going to come back. So I decided, what, let me just carry like also another bag. I carried a blue bag. Let me show you guys the bag. So this is the bag. So you see, like that's I had carried that bag and this bag. Like I'm just going to be pretty raw with you guys. So like this is the bag that I decided, what, let me like carry this one. And it was super super hectic, like to carry this bag, like this whole journey. But I knew that I didn't want to come back, so I knew that that's something that I had to do. So it was on Thursday last week, and I waited for my parents to go to work. They usually go to work in the morning, and I decided, what, enough is enough. I'm going to go. Like I'm going to pack. And I remember, like in the midst of that packing, I was like, oh days, like, am I sure that this is the right thing to do? Because I'm like super scared, and I'm like, yo, like let me tell you guys, the kind of like anxiety that I had when it was time to pack. And I found out that I had overpacked. So let me tell you guys a little bit of something I had done. I had, it's that carry bag I've shown you right now, the blue one. I had packed it, and actually the bag was too heavy for me. So by the time I was going out of the gate, like I had my backpack, I had also the sling bag, and I have this bag. So I'm like, I actually look like I'm going to look like I look like I'm going to look for work, maybe in town or something. Like I looked super super confused. So I decided to go back. But the good thing is nobody was in the house apart from the people who were building the fence, our compound fence. But they didn't even care about what I was doing, because they didn't know me. They didn't know if I was supposed to travel anywhere, so they didn't even like bother with me. So I went back and I reduced some clothes, and actually reduced to the clothes that I wanted to wear. You guys, let me tell you, I decided, what, let me go, and like let me just now get out. I have these 2 bags that I've shown you, and then I carried and measured the bags, and I realized, you know what, it's not that heavy. So it was around what was the time? It was around 2 p.m. when I got out of the house finally. I had not eaten any lunch because I started cooking and the gas ended. So like I just ate the potatoes, and they were somewhat raw, but I didn't want to travel on an empty stomach. Plus I was also on a tight budget, so I couldn't afford to eat a lot of food. So I decided to go. So it's me and a 4 hour journey from Nakuru to Nairobi. I also don't know where I'm going. So in case like the person who is supposed to host me, like in case they don't pick up the call, most probably I will be sleeping on the streets on that night. It was the most hectic day of my life. I don't like deep inside, like it was peaceful in my heart because I knew that this is what God had wanted me to do. And I'm going to share with you guys like how I actually knew that this was, God's plan, and how God talked to me about moving. And I'm going to be telling you guys about the signs that God had given me prior to my movement. And I'm going to tell you guys how God was faithful enough, just like he was faithful with the Egyptians. No, when he was moving people from Pharaoh, that's how he was, very faithful with me. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys those signs. But it was the most like hectic journey, but at the same time, like God made things align for my sake. God made me meet people who would help me. Like he had sent me people, and like they relieved the burden of having to travel and the stress. So like they made a lot of things easier for me. You guys, I got to Nairobi at around 7 p.m. and I started like calling the person I was supposed to host, and like I found out their line was busy. So I was like, what do you mean you're not picking up the call? And I'm like, I'm trying to I don't want to sleep on the streets. Plus, the way people talk about Nairobi, like Nairobi is like it's pretty dangerous in the night. Plus also I'm new, so you can like a new person can be spotted, and if you saw me you could actually know that I was actually new. So I was like, like I don't want to sleep here. But finally he took the call, or she took the call rather, and I am going to be sharing with you guys that story on part 2. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, you guys. I'm going to upload part 2 very, very soon. Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful time. Bye, guys.